it's Stephanie with the Ranchers Homestead. Welcome back to the channel. So today is a different kind of video. Instead of doing a how-to video, we're going to give you a little behind the scenes of our cattle operation, and who can explain it better than me but my husband here. So he agreed to be on the video this week, and he's going to tell you a little bit about what we do.
So we are a stalker backgrounder operation here. We buy high-risk sale barn calves, bring them in here, sort them up, get them vaccinated, get them put together, and get them straightened out and healthy. And from here, they'll stay here on this home place for 40-45 days until we know they're good and healthy and everything's straight. And those cattle either go west, Kansas area to feed, or we'll turn them out and graze them right here locally. So.
And the feed that we feed them is
right here at home. We start these cattle on free choice hay, all they can eat, a couple pounds of soy hull pellets, medicated feed too we mix in, and we just started using, we like it a lot, a liquid feed supplement, and minerals is out, free choice, and we just want the cattle, once they get here, to never have a bad day.
Have the best life they can and get their tummies best. I know I get this question a lot, is what is a non-wean cattle? So that's usually what we buy, and people think about that and they're like, what in the world does that mean? So
yeah, we buy a lot of non-wean cattle because at the sale barn, if you got a set of cattle that's weaned 45-60 days, pretty much what we do right here at home, you know, them cattle are going to bring $15 to $20 a hundred more. So if we can save $15 a hundred on a 5-weight animal, you know, that's $75. But then we got the risk and the health problems and the management that has to go here, that starts here to get them straight. So we're buying, these will be calves right off their mama, milk still on the breath, you know, but sometimes that's better than buying one that's weaned 10 or 12 days though too. So
that's a little bit about what we do, and then we'll kind of take you along this morning for the feeding process, how we weigh them, and even how we process them and what we do there. So let's go get the cattle fed this morning.
The feed we feed, we just feed soy hull pellets, just straight soy hull pellets. I mix my mineral pack in.
So we get our feed delivered from our local feed store, and it comes and they deliver it into this huge grain bin for us, and then every morning feed mixes right out of that. We buy it by the ton, and we usually have a truck here about once a week to fill this up.
At least we need a bigger bin. We need an overhead, but I got it. medicated crumbles on it too.
So this scale here tells him exactly how many pounds per day that he's feeding these cattle. And then he has a program with Performance Beef that we are able to record every single expense that we have in this cattle, including the feed that we put in pounds per day.
Those are all fresh cattle, came in last night about 1 o'clock in the morning, already hitting the bunk. That's exactly what we want. We top dress that feed with a little medicated pellets and get that for 5 days, first 5 days on arrival.
So for each pen, he writes down what the pound was in that pen that he fed those cattle. He will go into his Performance Beef program and mark it so that we know the exact cost in each of these cattle.
These are all last week's cattle, 149 cattle. They're wanting to come to the bunk already.
So when we get them home, they stay in our holding pens until we can process them, and then we kick them out, and there's different pastures they go into, but every single one has a bunk and they come up for feed every morning.
Yeah, we feed all these cattle every single morning. These cattle are off the medicated feed, just all the fresh cattle get medicated feed for 5 days. We're driving out here in this field, this first little trap. These cattle only came here to be processed Friday morning, so they're still learning what the feed truck is. We want to make sure they all get the feed. We got this little Toyota pickup. You can drive it across the field like a four-wheeler. Don't make no ruts.
We're hoping to bait them in with the truck, that they just see it and realize it's feed time. There's the house, or the corral. That's where we're trying to get them to walk up to. And the dog's playing.
Still coming?
Yep. Here they come. They remember, oh yeah, I get fed in the morning.
This little drag cattle, they know what the feed truck is. They've been here about 32 days. So.
It's our last pen.
Yep, they're ready to ship the grass. So they'll go, I think, Friday to ship it.
So this pen, their pastures are way out there, but they've been up here waiting since early this morning. They know. Everything's fed now. Let them eat, and then we have some to process this morning that we just got in. Okay, so we're all done feeding. Cattle are out eating. We're going to bring up a couple sets and weigh them and get that going. And then we have some that have been here a couple days that have been locked up in our holding pens, and we're going to process them so we can kick them out to pasture as well. So Clint's going to talk a little bit about what we mean by processing the cattle and what we do during that process.
When we process cattle here, we try to give the cattle a 3 to 5 day rest on them. We found that our health on the long end or the long term, by resting them just them 3 to 5 days, get their belly full, it has really helped our vaccine work, I think. tremendously, especially in the fall. But when we're processing these cattle, we use mostly Zoetis products just because I'm on the Zoetis Leader's Edge deal, and we'll use Enforce Nasalgen. We'll use Bovashield Gold BVD. We'll use a white wormer Valbazin, and then we'll pour them cattle for lice and ticks with just a cheap pour-on, cheapest one I can buy. That's what I use. And we'll brand them, we'll earmark them, we'll put our tags in them, and if the cattle need any cleaning on,
warts or anything like that, we clean them up, make sure.
Cut warts off, just anything to make the cattle, knock the horns back if they got horns. I just think it makes, when you go to sell, you got 600-700 cattle you're going to sell in one pop. You got some sticking out there with 6-inch horns. It just kind of dirties the deal up. So I mean, we want them clean, and then once we process them cattle, we usually hold them overnight again in the big feed pens, and then that next morning they'll get kicked out, and hopefully not have to get touched again until it's shipping day. So.
And the vaccinations and all that you're doing, all the different brands that you said, are mainly for respiratory.
Yeah.
Warmer.
They're getting two hits upper respiratory at one time, which some guys will tell you don't do that, but we do it, and we've been getting along with it. And yeah, it's all preventative maintenance. I mean, and that's why resting them cattle, their bellies are full. They're ready to accept that vaccine and let it do what it's meant to do, which is to help you down the road. So those, upper respiratories, and then we give an 8-way, just for all your clostridial diseases and that too. And we've been getting along good. I mean, we do got to pull some cattle and treat some cattle and have some trouble every now and again, but it's been going good.
So that's what we mean when we say we're processing cattle. That we do with every set that comes in on our ranch is they rest, and then we do that process before we move on to anything else with them. Writing their weights down. This is our scale that we have here on the property. It's a certified scale here in Missouri, so we can ship cattle right here out of our operation, and we can get paid right away because it is a certified scale by the weight. So we weigh them pretty often. These cattle are fresh cattle that just came in last night.
Yeah, these cattle got here 1 o'clock in the morning, and we weigh everything very next morning. Right, Joe? That way we know if we're buying the cattle too full, if we're buying them right, and there's no guessing. We know what we bought the day before, and we're just checking our work. So.
Yep, and so then we'll weigh them again throughout to make sure they're gaining what we think they're gaining. the day. That's a little bit of behind the scenes of what we do around here. And we hope you learned something. Thanks for coming along with us, and maybe I can get him on a video again next time.
Yep. Hope you like my trusty old Toyota feed truck.
Take care. See you next time.